Okay, this is a very random video. I know I said I don't really do rant videos anymore, and I still don't. But this was just something I wanted to talk about really quickly. Cause, like, okay, I wanted to use Letterboxd because I like I have like shows or movies that like people tell me to watch, or I just like see them like, damn, I should watch that, and then I immediately forget that I was gonna watch it. Like, actually, I was in the middle of watching The Backrooms like 30 minutes ago, and I just realized that I completely I got distracted. You can't blame me. A bunch of stuff just happened to me, so actually, it's not my fault this time. So, yeah, anyone would have gotten distracted. Okay, yeah, but anyways, I was going on Letterbox because I wanted to make a list of the shows that I want to watch. Then I realized like, oh, it's just movies. Like, okay, love movies, but I think it'd also be useful to be able to categorize other stuff too. I want to see what this is. I don't know what this is. The End of Oak Street. I don't know what that is. That looks cool. But so I was bored, because I was just like, damn, this isn't what I thought it was. Might as well just peek around before I delete the app because I was on my phone originally. And like I decided like I'm gonna look up some of my favorite films. So I started with Greenland, I think. Yeah, Greenland. There's a lot of Greenlands. Why is there so many of you? I think it's 2020. Yeah. Sweet. And like, I look at the ratings. 2.9? The fuck? Really? 2.9? Nothing like a good old disaster to save your marriage. 2 stars. Personally, I would simply give up and accept my fate. 3 stars. 3.5 stars, I have to admit, considering how low my expectations were for Gerard Butler's End of the World movie going in, Greenland definitely exceeded my expectations, and boy was I surprised. Despite following some disaster movie cliches, this is a cut above most in the genre. A solid, well-directed, and gripping movie that manages to wring out a lot of tension and exhilarating bleakness from a very familiar premise. Fuck. It's really grounded and subdued, focused more on characters rather than CGI spectacle, basically the antithesis of what the disaster genre has become. Even the performances are not caricaturish or over the top, and they feel very grounded, with Gerard Butler giving one of his finest performances in years. And that got a 3.5, which I mean, like out of five stars, that is pretty good. Like, this is the kind of review I fuck with. Like, giving it some praise and stuff. I don't mind like if it had like it doesn't have it, but I'm saying like I wouldn't mind if it had like a little bit of criticisms in it. But I mean, it doesn't. Just because I just read it to you, or maybe you read it on your own and you hated me reading it out to you. I'm sorry. I'll kill myself. I'm sorry. But like, just 2 stars, just to say nothing like a good old disaster to save your marriage. I mean, yeah, that's a valid criticism, but at the same time, like, you're not gonna say anything else about the movie. We're just gonna give it 2 stars. That's it. And the 3 stars, personally, I just give up and accept my fate. I mean, 3 stars isn't like rating it 1, so that's fine for just like making a joke about it. Like, I was like, damn, seriously, 2.9 for this? Come on. And like, okay, I was like, okay, let's look at 2012. 2.6. So this is how now this film's existence is awkward. Fair. If something like this ever really happens, I hope it takes less than 2 hours and 40 minutes. Hey. What the fuck? Since when the hell was this movie 2 hours and 40 minutes? Holy shit, I never noticed that. 10 years. I have personal beef with this movie. Nobody gives a shit. I don't know Spanish. I don't know Spanish. So I don't know what they're saying here. I'm plugging into Google Translate, whatever. Continue with the destruction of the planet. This part is longer and more boring. Would do, it's falling apart. Or, I don't know how you say that. I don't know what language that is. It sounds like French, though. It gets its star, and now as I write this, I wonder why the hell Aang is on the cover. He's on the cover because, it's not an important part of the movie, but the monk is in the movie, so there's a reason. I think they just put him there for aura, just to give it like a cool looking poster, which is like, yeah, that's fair enough, I guess. But what I'm trying to say here, basically, is why the fuck is everybody so negative? and like just like rating everything like ass for like no reason and acting like everything is ass if it like isn't like perfect and like a 10 out of 10 writing team. And it's like, okay, look, I'm definitely not the kind of person who's going to be out here saying, guys, just accept slop. Just let them shove whatever bullshit fucking movie they make into our mouths and we have to choke on it and we have to love it. You have to love it. No, that's not what I'm saying. No. I just think people need to stop being sometimes you don't need to be so critical about everything, okay? Sometimes it's okay to just have fun. Like I know, look, despite me being mad about the 2.6 rating, they're not even that wrong. But my issue is like no one's actually pointing out the flaws really. Besides like where were you? This guy. They said I forgot what they said, but they did actually point out some flaws. And yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes, definitely a little bit of a drag. Definitely, I will 100% agree with this. This movie runs too long. It has. Okay, yeah, hold on. Sorry, let me put my thoughts together. Like I said, it runs too long. There's a plot point at the end, which I'll talk about in a minute, but I'm saying it now so that you know I'm going to spoil something about this movie. But I don't even care, bro. It's been around since 2009. If you haven't watched it in the 15 years since it's come out, that's kind of on you, buddy. Wait, 17. Sorry, my bad, bro. I I fucked that math up. My bad. Um, yeah, 17, probably. But yeah, the bullshit plot point at the end drags it on too long, and like some science doesn't really make sense. But here's the thing: I still love 2012 for other parts of it. It has its flaws, but I personally, I just love the parts where like the world is like falling apart and everything. It's so cool. I just think it looks really neat and like especially the LA falling apart sequence, that is amazing. If you've not seen that, I suggest like just looking up 2012 is it LA? I think they were in LA. Whatever. Um just look up LA destruction sequence 2012 on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure there's a clip of it. I know there's definitely a clip of it with the best day ever playing over it. If you I hope I loved that little genre of videos where like people kept putting the best day ever over like the end of the world scenes from movies. But yeah. And despite like honestly, I felt like Greenland, dude, I didn't love the plot that much. Like I don't know, sometimes I kind of hate when shit gets like super duper dramatic and it's kind of like super dramatic and it feels like they're kind of running in loops for a little bit of this movie. And that's, like I just said, that's a criticism that I'm gonna give it. But I still like the movie because I like the parts where the world goes boom. Because it's really cool. I think by this point you should start to understand that I really just like these movies because I like watching things go boom and explode and die. It's pretty fun. That's another reason I like it's where is it? It was here a second ago, but it got moved off. Geostorm. I fucked with Geostorm. That was fun. Oh yeah, Greenland 2 was also pretty good, though the ending, didn't love the ending that much. It feels like everything kind of suddenly sped itself up at the end. I feel like we could have actually done a little bit more looping there, but we didn't. It's fine. I think they also could have saved some. I think they also could have spaced some of those deaths out a little bit. There's a good few. There's a few deaths that happened in such quick succession that I was just like, okay, and then like it kind of makes the rest of the movie fall off a little bit. But I still enjoyed it because it's still an enjoyable movie despite its flaws. But everyone keeps acting like you just can't have fun anymore. Please. Please, guys. Geostorm is stupid as shit, and I will definitely acknowledge that. Because there's just, like, some annoying shit happening in it, and I didn't love the plot that much. But I like the world going boom. It's not that bad. You can't hack a spacesuit, it is not technological, it is a goddamn suit. That's pretty fair. And also this guy, Joe A, is definitely right. I turned on to see some geostorms, I did not see enough geostorms. I didn't see enough fucking geostorms either! Give me more death and destruction. That's like the one thing that pisses me off about like all of these like disaster movies now. It's just the same thing over and over again. It's just like, oh, zombies, oh, aliens, oh, zombies, oh, aliens. Where's my like awesome giant super tornadoes like in Twisters? The remake of Twisters. That was pretty good. Yeah, here, Twisters, the remake of Twister, because there's two Twisters this time. That was pretty fucking cool. Did I love the plot? No, but I loved the tornadoes. That was pretty cool. And like, yeah, Independence Day. Why is there two of them? I don't know why there's two of these, but Independence Day, I watched that too, and it has like, boom. That was pretty fun. That was pretty fun. I just wish more disaster movies would stop like doing some random bullshit and like, give us more of the disaster. Okay? Or like, if you're gonna make the plot more about the people than the disaster going on, can we at least like, I don't know, get the movie like, what if it's like kind of like I forget what it is, but it's one of the Cloverfield movies. You can see here Cloverfield Paradox. It's not this one, but it's 10 Cloverfield Lane. What about something like that? That would be a way cooler way to like do disaster movies when you're not really showing the disaster that much. Because if you have not watched 10 Cloverfield Lane and you don't care about me spoiling what it is, kind of real quick, most of the movie takes place in a bunker with just like the context that outside there's something bad going on and there's like, scary going on up there. That's like kind of it, that without spoiling the entire plot. I do recommend you watch it. It's pretty decent. Cloverfield Paradox was also actually pretty good, and Cloverfield was really cool. This is another thing that I was gonna use as an example as a great way to do a disaster movie. Because, like, okay, it's not exactly a disaster movie, but like, boom, boom, world ending type shit, Okay? What we've been talking about this entire time. I fuck with this movie because it like kind of does what is it called? Like found footage. It's kind of like, yeah, it's found footage type filming, and I like that. That feels like a great way to really ground the characters in the world as like the stuff as the bad stuff is going on around them instead of them just like kind of like doing their own thing while the disaster is going on. Because like I don't know, I feel like that happens in a lot of movies where there's this whole other stupid bullshit plot going on with like some like drama and shit with like the main character and like probably like some woman and stuff. And it's like, oh my god, bro, shut up. I don't care about how gay you are. Like in 2012, like I'm sorry, bro, I don't give a shit about the divorce. And the plot point I was talking about in 2012 that pissed me off. Okay, basically like the main character, I forget his name. I don't know, like Thomas or something. I don't remember, but like he like has like an ex-wife, and he had two kids with her, but like they divorced. So she's got a new husband who takes care of the kids with her. Like the kids live with her and her new husband. And the new husband's actually a genuinely great guy. Like he is not the villain at all. He's pretty decent to the main character, who's kind of a little bitchy with him, but like they both get along for the most part. They don't love each other, they don't hate each other. I'm just trying to get that point across that like he's not that bad. He loves the kids, he loves his wife. There's like literally a whole scene where he's like kissing her and being like, "Oh, let's make another baby" in like the grocery store. And she's like, "No, I don't," or something like that. I don't know. And like he's like a plastic surgeon, so he's got like a good job and everything, so he helps keep everybody stable. And yeah, he's great. And you know what they do to him? After using him the entire movie to survive, they just fucking kill him without a goddamn word. Nothing. At all. Like, the biggest acknowledgement they give is like when like the main character's like, no, when he's like dying, because he gets like sucked into like a, not like sucked, but like he falls into like a grinder kind of thing, but not really like a grinder, but like gears that are grinding. So it's basically a grinder, but it's not supposed to be a grinder. He gets crushed into that. And like, yeah, that's the biggest acknowledgement of it, is like the main character being like, no, he's dead. And like trying to save him real quick, but he's dead, so he can't save him because he's in the grinder. And the wife, the one who married this man, was just like, where is he? And that's it. That's like it. That's like it. I swear. They just don't fucking talk about it again. What the hell? Are we serious? Like, I wouldn't care if he was shitty, but like, he literally carries the entire movie. They would not have been able to get anywhere without him because he took pilot classes, so he kind of knew how to fly a plane, and he flies a plane all by himself, and then he co-pilots a giant plane he's never learned how to do before. And he also doesn't exactly even know how to fly a plane. Like, he was still in training when he had to do all of this, and he did it. He never crashed. He doesn't crash. And he saves everybody. Twice. And they just kill him. Just like that. And nobody's sad. Nobody's crying. There's no graves. There's no memorials. There's no little mock funeral. There's no family hug where they're all like, oh god. Fuck. Fuck, he's dead. Fuck, dude. None of that. Just none. It's just so unfair. I don't know, I'm sorry. That's just like my biggest gripe about 2012. I still love it, but that's so stupid. And that just proved my point because I'm talking about like, you know, we need to have more fun. Movies can have flaws and they usually do have flaws. But like at the same time, we can still have fun with them and ignore the flaws and still enjoy them for the good parts. And again, that's not to say we should just swallow up slop, okay? Like, definitely not. After the influx of just, like, absolute shit that we have now, I rewatched fucking Despicable Me 3, and I was genuinely like, that was not that bad. After everything. And especially after, like, all, like, the hate I saw on it, because, like, I mean, Despicable Me definitely fell off after the second movie. Do not get me wrong. I'm not going to glaze this series at all. I'm gonna give the fourth one a try. I watched it forever ago, and I was like half paying attention, so I'm gonna like rewatch it so that like I'll half pay attention again, but then I'll have like paid attention halfway 2 times, so then I've actually fully paid attention to the movie by now, so I'll remember it. That's what happened with Despicable Me 3, and I half paid attention the one time I watched it, then I rewatched it yesterday, also half paying attention, and now I remember most of it. It's also probably because it's fresh in my mind, so yeah. But yeah, like, do you know how bad stuff has to be to realize, like, damn, Despicable Me 3 is kind of a blessing now? And also, like, I just want to say, not Despicable Me, sorry, Minions and Monsters was actually really good. Like, that's the reason I even rewatched some of the Despicable Me. Let's see if they have it on here, what people have been rating it. Because, like, it's actually pretty decently written, and honestly, I think that maybe they should just kind of retire Despicable Me and let's just like go in on the Minions, okay? Because like I know like everyone's kind of annoyed with the Minions after like the Facebook mom stuff where they were like everywhere and like they kind of got like memed by old people, so now they're like kind of cringe and not fun. But like, I mean, the Minions are kind of infinitely more interesting than just kind of a standard family. Because, I'm not gonna lie, they kind of took, like, all of the interesting traits out of, Gru and everybody. I'm sorry, it's still just, like, my biggest gripe that, like, Gru just, like, suddenly becomes, a good guy. Like, I'm sure there's, like, a little bit more of an arc to it in the movies, but I think you get what I mean. I think what would have been way cooler is maybe, like, what if, he meets Lucy and she's, like, in, like a vigilante who, like, she still kind of fucks with some crime. Because, like, you gotta have chaos. You gotta have a little bit of chaos in the world, okay? But, like, she's, like, stopping, like, the big bad guys, and that's, like, kind of what she does, or maybe she, like, works in, like, a vigilante group. And, like, that's what Gru ends up joining, because, like, he still wants to be a villain, and he still wants to be a bad guy, but, like, maybe he, like, realizes that if he wants his, like, his kids to, like, grow up in, like, a not absolutely terrible world that's, like, getting, like, being, like, ruled by, like, an evil supervillain, he's gotta take care of them. He's gotta get rid of the big bad guys. The big bad guys, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I'm not a writer, so yeah, that's just my thought. that I thought about, and I thought it would be fun. Because I definitely do want to keep Lucy, though. I like her. Lucy's cute. She's fun. And I think they could have had more fun with her. Because I kind of like how she's like really skilled at fighting, but kind of seems to be kind of socially inept in a way. At least that's like when I rewatched the third movie, she was kind of like that. So, I don't know. I think that's interesting. That could be fun to play with. Because like, you know, she's combat smart, and maybe she's like gadget smart too, or something, or maybe she's like, you know, combat smart with like hand to hand, and Bruce like the physical smart thing, and like, you know, they're both kind of like not super socially smart, so like they're learning together. I don't know, that'd be fun. Instead of just like the weird rushed, like, oops, Drew's a good guy now, but like a good guy. Because like I know the first movie he wasn't like super evil, because like, you know, he stops Vector and everything, but like still wasn't a good guy. But then like he joins the AVL in the second movie or something. So yeah, you get what I mean. But I don't know. I just think it would have been fun. I'm sorry, this gets off topic. If this for some reason there's a new person watching this, hi, sorry. This is just how this is. I just do that. I get a little off topic. All my videos are unscripted because it's fun. Okay, yeah. See, this actually is a 3.2, so people did fuck with it. Hell yeah, that's good. And look at that, 54,000 5-star reviews on, you know what, 100,000 3 stars. Me personally, I'd give it a 4-star. I think it was pretty good. I feel like it got a little rushed at the end, but it was still really fun. And like it definitely was like way better than the other movies. Theater experience wasn't, though. People were laughing like they're the Joker every 10 seconds. I guess it's a kids movie, so it's probably like little kids being annoying, but that's fine. Add to the lore, the Minions march for women's votes. Hell yeah. Also true. I think it's really, I think it's funny how they're just like, they just like ended up marching for women's votes because they're just following what Dort wanted them to do, and like, what was the thing? There's something I'm trying to say, but I have to think of it. Give me one moment. I also like it because like it's funny because like, you know, there's all those people who are like constantly like, ooh, the Minions would have worked with Hitler. So like, you know, having them like marching for women's votes instead is like kind of funny to me because it's just like they are not letting they're no they're not, they're never gonna let the Minions do that, which is fair because like that's, I don't know, I don't really think I can see the Minions doing that, to be completely honest. Like, I don't know, I almost feel like they like think it's maybe too far or something. I don't know. I ain't like the biggest, I'm not like the Minions expert, so maybe they would. I don't know. Go talk to a Minions expert. Coyote versus Acme. My studio in the midst of massive sturgeon would choose not to release a highly entertaining legal thriller about a cartoonishly evil mega corporation engaged in conspiracies to maintain monopolistic control over the economy through their shady connections with a willfully and ineffectual government. All I know is that Coyote versus Acme is truly a movie of its moment. I actually kind of want to watch this. It seems interesting, especially like, you know, how there's the suing stuff going on. I think that'll be. It seems like it's gonna be fun. I will have to watch that, and I need to watch the end of Oak Street. I don't know what this is. Okay, yeah, I think this is probably the end of the video. Alright, thanks for watching, if you're here still. Yeah, love you guys, but, like, not in the gay way. Because I'm not gay. Only a little bit.